I'm breathing underwater, I'm weightless through space. I'm soaring like an eagle all over this place. Creatures most will never see are waiting there to look at me, and all I gotta do is breathe underwater.
A hurricane is raging over the surface of the ocean. The surges are deep enough that they're tossing the Seaview around a little, but that's not their biggest concern.
What's happening topside, Lee?
The storm's still at hurricane velocity.
What about the trapped diver?
Well, all we know is he's down there somewhere with that wrecked atomic sub.
Admiral, we're getting a video phone contact from Naval Rescue Ship 837.
Pipe it through on the monitor.
The message is that the rescue ships can't get anywhere near the lost diver in this mess. It's up to the Seaview to get him.
Stan Kowalski's a good man, Admiral. If you can save him, I'll be personally indebted. Good luck.
Phil.
A relative of yours, Kowalski?
Yes. Stan, my older brother. Diving specialist with the Navy. I never thought about it being him.
Should Kowalski sit this one out, he may be a little too close to the situation to think clearly. Down below the surge, it's not hard to locate the coordinates and find the missing sub.
There's no sign of Kowalski's brother, sir.
How are you doing, Lee?
I'm going out now.
Someone else can worry about the sub later after the storm passes. That's not urgent. Stan Kowalski is, because a submarine can be replaced. A person can't.
Admiral, listen to this. What do you make of it, sir?
You've zeroed in on the source?
Yes, sir. It's coming from that sub out there, where Stan's trapped.
Sounds like torpedo timers. Could have been activated by water seepage. Lee, get back to Seaview. That sub's torpedoes are about to fire.
No, wait. I just spotted him.
He's trapped under those cables or whatever they are, but Captain Crane had the presence of mind to anticipate that he might need to cut his way into the sub, so he has the electric torch with him. We have a successful rescue. Surprise, surprise. But the damaged sub does fire the torpedoes, and even though they're only near misses, the Seaview is now dead in the water and drifting down into a trench that's most likely well beyond crush depth. Kowalski asks to be relieved so he can go see his brother.
How is he, Doc?
It's coming round. Should be good as new in an hour or so.
Easy, Stan. Easy.
Kid, where am I?
You're something over 4,000 feet down and still dropping. We've rescued you so you can be in the implosion. Ain't that great? They settle on the bottom just shy of 5,000 feet, which is as high as their gauge goes.
All hands, take emergency precautions. We're below crush depth. Repeat. All hands take emergency precautions.
Take it easy, huh, Stan? I'll see you later.
Hey, no, wait, kid. Look, I'm gonna come with you, see?
What, you flipped or something? You stay right here.
I said I'm coming with you.
The doctor approves, so Kowalski is overruled. He still doesn't like it.
The way I figure it is, if I don't say hello to the guy who saved me, why, I might not ever get a chance.
Valid point. Give him some real clothes and let's head to the control room. It's against regulations to address the captain on the bridge while in a bathrobe.
This is my brother, sir, Stan Kowalski. Do you want me back on sonar, Skipper?
No, we don't need it now. Lay aft to the missile room with damage control party 3.
Aye, sir. Please stand.
Yeah. Must be Captain Crane, huh?
That's right.
My thanks, Captain.
No, forget it.
I can't. It isn't every man who gets a chance to die twice.
Except you didn't die. That was the whole point of rescuing you. I think he's got a large dose of PTSD going here.
It's a strange way of putting it.
Oh, I didn't say I wasn't grateful, Admiral. I know the captain stuck his neck out to save me. All I meant was it might have been better if you'd let me die the first time.
It doesn't matter that if you do die, they made it so you can go out next to your brother and not alone.
Stop that kind of talk. We're a long way from being dead.
I've checked out the air purification system. Completely wrecked. Take dockside crew a week to repair.
Roger.
It's too bad he couldn't wait until Stan was somewhere else to announce that.
You see, Admiral? Now I have to die all over again.
I know you've been through a rough time, Kowalski, but you're still a sailor. So stop crying, lay after the missile room, and lend a hand with damage control on the double.
Aye, aye, sir.
Admiral Nelson is correct. Standing here feeling sorry for yourself won't help get us off the bottom. As we used to say, do something even if it's wrong.
Hi, kid. Stan. Your Admiral doesn't seem to think much of me. He likes his men to be real gung-ho, ready to die like gentlemen.
No, ready to live like experienced, intelligent, qualified naval personnel who don't give up and keep doing whatever it takes to survive. That doesn't include wandering around the boat singing, "Oh, riddle me." Our man Kruger there has a genuine gripe. Stan is doing nothing while the rest of them are scrambling to save the ship. In the control room, the air supply is going to be a problem soon. All communications are out for the duration, so Admiral Nelson says, prepare the flying sub. The Seaview is sitting on a rock pile and the hatch for the flying sub is clear of it. Right now, it seems to be the only way to get any kind of message to the surface.
Watch it!
Boy, you're a big help.
I can't blame him for being angry. His brother just got injured and he's still just sitting there. Kruger starts saying Stan is the reason we're in this mess in the first place. Kowalski keeps telling him to stand down.
Forget it, kid. He's not a sailor, he's a plumber. And a sloppy one at that.
You got a big mouth.
I told you to lay off.
Hey, you got any fighting to do? How about trying me?
All right, hold it, both of you. That live steam hit you, kid?
Yeah, a little.
All right, why don't you lay up to sick bay and let the doc take a look at him? Go on, move. You know, you're lucky. That kid could have taken you even with one arm.
If I'm Kruger, I say fine, but the kid isn't here now. Let's see what you've got, since my gripe is with you, not him anyway. But he has more important things to worry about. Stan will go back to, supervising.
Is it operable?
No power for launch, sir, but we might get you going manually.
Better not use more than 3/4 thrust in the engine. The cooling system won't take it.
Communications?
You'll have to use a transceiver.
How about my going along with you? You can always use an extra hand if anything goes wrong, sir.
Thanks, Chief, but I don't want the extra weight.
Oh,
The flying sub is in pretty bad shape itself, assuming they can even get it launched. But even though they all feel like a one-legged sprinter, it manages to get underway. He didn't realize his weight could make that happen? I don't know why he flew so close to it, but now he's on the horn telling Captain Crane that it's sliding down straight toward the Seaview. If it rams them, they could be done for. There's only one thing to do.
Closing it out now.
That. While the sub settles on the bottom not far from the Seaview, Admiral Nelson will resume his excursion to the surface.
What happened?
I ran out of luck. Engine failure.
Or not. Now there are 3 disabled vehicles on the bottom, 2 of which are inhabited. Kowalski is asking the doctor about his brother. The doctor says physically he's amazing for someone who went through what he did. That's not what Kowalski means.
It couldn't have affected him some other way, could it?
You mean psychologically?
Yeah, I guess that's what I mean.
Why, does he seem to be acting strangely to you?
Kind of different, I guess.
Not surprising. Anyone who's been through what he went through is bound to have some traumatic shock. A thing like that can change a man's behavior pattern. Even change his personality to some degree.
It could, huh?
Definitely.
He says not to worry, this stuff usually doesn't last long. I don't know who told him that, but we know better. He called it traumatic shock, but I think that's his own term. In World War I, they called it shell shock. In World War II and beyond, they called it battle fatigue. Post-Vietnam, they called it post-traumatic stress disorder, because as we all know, more syllables solves everything. And if it goes untreated like what's happening to Stan, the short time it lasts consists of the rest of your life. We didn't really understand that in 1967, so the doctor can be forgiven.
It's not as bad as I thought, Lee. The engine's still okay, but the stabilization electrode's burned out.
Well, that doesn't do you much good. The replacement parts are aboard the Seaview. How much air do you have?
About 20 minutes.
I'll try to get a replacement to you.
But you can't use scuba gear at this depth.
We have Stan Kowalski's deep pressure suit aboard. Chief, sir, get me a stabilization electrode from Stores. I want it in a waterproof deep pressure pack.
I guess.
The suit itself is fine and ready to go. The problem came when Stan got trapped under that stuff and ran out of air. Put fresh tanks in it, and this should work.
We've got another problem, Lee. Look at this radiation level.
Have you zeroed in on it?
Aye, sir. It's coming from that other submarine.
Water must have gotten to the atomic reactors.
If it keeps on, it'll reach critical mass.
Well, I can't worry about it now. Take over the con ship.
Remember when that nasty admiral was getting after Crane and Captain Crane said they only use first names when they're away from the men? The part of that rule he didn't tell him was the rule only applies at all when stuffed shirt brass with a stick up their goosecks are aboard.
The Admiral's trapped in the flying sub. He's about 100 yards off the port bow. Now, there's a chance we can save him, but we're going to need your help.
My help, Captain?
Yes. Somebody has to take a replacement part out to him. You're the only one who knows how to use the deep pressure suit.
Sorry, Captain. You better get yourself another boy.
You're kidding, Stan. Huh? He's kidding, Skipper. He'll take out whatever you want him to take out.
I wouldn't go out there for anything or anybody.
I can sort of understand him. When I was a kid, I loved to climb anything. One particular tree in our backyard was my getaway place. My spot was a little higher than the roof, and I didn't care. But when I was about 15, one of my sister's kids managed to put a toy up on her roof. I climbed up and got it down. It was the thing I did. I was used to jumping down since it was only about 8 feet, so I pushed off. At the time, I wore a black onyx signet ring on this finger, and it caught on the rain gutter. Not only did it make a mess of my finger, it threw me off and I landed on my ankle wrong. I didn't realize it at the time, but from that moment on, I had a serious fear of heights. It took me decades to get past it. Stan's trauma only just happened. He's not even having flashbacks. The flashes are right there in front of him.
I don't believe you. I just don't believe you. A man who's gone out as many times as you have. And after this sub gotten dismissed to save your skin. And you're saying you won't go out? You better believe it, kid. Brother, no brother. I got you.
He's got a right to his own mind.
If you were to look into his mind right now, it would be like looking into a washing machine with the agitator running. The only thing dominating his mind right now is pure terror, and he can't help it. The human psyche can only take so much, and then it starts to circle the wagons. Your mind is going to find a way to protect itself. Captain Crane seems to understand that, so the compromise is he'll use the suit and Stan will guide him through how to work it. The air is getting thick and the radiation from the other sub is increasing. If something's going to happen, it needs to happen soon.
Damage control. We're starting to lose men from the bad air. Try anything to get that purification system working.
Aye, sir. Sir, this is Chief Sharkey. The skipper just left the Seaview through the escape hatch.
What do you mean Captain Crane's going out? Where's Stan Kowalski?
It's a long story, sir, but we're going to try to talk the skipper over to the flying sub. Request permission to use control room monitor.
You have it. Lay up here on the double.
Aye, sir.
Everybody on the boat is ready to beat the stuffing out of Stan, then stuff it back in and beat it out of him again. Still, with his directions, Captain Crane has reached the flying sub with the spare part. He's on his way back.
What's that?
Hull plate's buckling. Watch the captain.
We're cracking up. We're gonna crack up.
Get the captain back.
If the sub is going to implode, the captain should be on board for it. I don't know why, but that's the way it is. So get busy.
Captain, you're getting too much inside pressure. Use the helium valve.
Which valve? Which one is it?
It's the... We're breaking up! Stand the skipper!
Well, that was unexpected. The next question, where does he figure to go? Captain Crane doesn't know what to do because Stan never mentioned the helium valve. Oh, there it is.
Get back. Look, kid, I can't. Don't you understand? We're breaking up. We're gonna drown. I can't. Look! I don't know what's been eating you, but I do know one thing. You're gonna get the skipper back alive. Now move! Talk him back. Talk!
Or you can drown with a broken nose because he's not messing around. Everybody on this sub loves and admires Captain Crane. You not so much. So hurry up.
Having a little trouble getting my breath back.
Yes, sir. We're all having a little trouble.
Now that the captain is back safe with the suit, they're ready to shove Stan out the escape hatch without the suit. Admiral Nelson has installed the parts, but the flying sub still won't go.
The thrust tubes are stuck into silt. You'll never get it started till they're cleared.
All right. Listen, fire a laser beam. A near miss might blow the silt away from the tubes.
A too near a miss will blow you to smithereens.
There's no choice. Now blast away.
I don't know that I've ever heard what happens when you shoot a laser beam at dirt.
You've hit the flying sub. It's gone.
No, there it is.
He's loose, but he has very little power. He can't make it to the surface. He has to limp back to the Seaview. Once there, he has an idea, but he's going to need Stan Kowalski's help.
You're gonna try and reach the surface in my pressure suit?
That's right.
It can't be done.
Well, I'm going, Kowalski, with or without your help. If I don't, you and everybody aboard will be dead within 15 minutes. Now, you gonna help?
I
just gonna stand there wrapped in self-pity until you die.
How much time does he have to think about it?
Look, that suit's still in the experimental stage. You'll never make it.
I'm still gonna try.
The odds are 1,000 to 1.
Roughly.
I don't get it. What kind of man are you anyway? Aren't you scared?
What's that got to do with it?
Of course he's scared. Everybody's scared. But only one of you is letting it paralyze you. All the others realize that it doesn't matter. These things have to be done. What else is there? No matter where you try to run, you're still on the sub. So you can wander around crying like Chicken Little, or you can be useful and try to get out of this alive. Once again, how much time does he have to think about it?
Frightens you, didn't it? Well, it frightens me too, but not enough to stop me from trying to reach the surface. Now let's go!
Admiral! Look out, Admiral!
Well, that's not good.
The fires and sparks are increasing, but Stan isn't hurt. He's just pinned.
It's no good, Admiral. Get out! Get out! Told you it's no good. Leave! Get out!
I'm gonna lift this off you. Now move out the minute I do.
You can't pull it.
He designed every inch of this vessel. He knows what parts he can and can't lift.
Shut up and get ready. Now!
All right.
Told you.
Look, sir, look. Where your hands are burned, you can't go up now. You'll never be able to control those valves. Never.
I'm going up. It's up to you whether you want to help or not.
Admiral!
He knows what he has to do. It's pretty much a no-brainer, but it's definitely not a no-afraider. The question is whether he can push through the mental block and do it anyway. Captain Crane is trying to reach the Admiral on the intercom.
Captain, this is Stan Kowalski. Can you hear me?
Yes. Where's the Admiral?
We're in the missile room. The Admiral's suited up, ready to go out the escape hatch.
You'll need help down there. I'll send down a party.
No time, sir. The Admiral's in the escape hatch now, and I'm sending him on his way.
Hold until I get there. You hear me? Kowalski!
By the time he gets down there, there's no Admiral. And that's not all.
No Stan, huh?
No, Stan.
I think most of us could tell them where Stan is, but we don't want to spoil the surprise.
So far, it looks like you might make it.
Keep your fingers crossed. He's in trouble.
It's the air tanks. The tanks have blown up.
Ordinarily, I would say that wouldn't happen. Scuba tanks have had a pressure relief device, variously called a burst disc, pressure disc, and a whole bunch of others since the earliest days. When the pressure in the tank goes beyond a certain point, that disc bursts, hence the name, and lets the pressure off. So at the worst, he should be losing his air at an alarming rate. However, I have a feeling that at 5,000 feet, everything's different. It depends on how quickly he's going up and what the tanks are made of. See, the water pressure operates on the tank too. At recreational diving depths, it's not a big factor. Again, where they are, I suspect it's a lot different. If he goes up too fast, even with the burst disc letting go, the pressure in the tanks could increase to the point where it can't bleed off fast enough, and kaboom. It appears that the Admiral is dead.
Seeing it ghostly?
Your suit. I saw it explode.
Oh, that was Stan Kowalski.
Kowalski?
He wouldn't let me go up with these hands. He said I couldn't handle the valves.
That wouldn't stop you.
Maybe not. But that spanner wrench he hit me with certainly did.
Now, aren't you glad we didn't say anything, Captain? Surprise!
What was it, Admiral? Self-sacrifice? Panic escape?
None of the above. It had to be done, and in the end, he pushed past his fear and did it. Our Kowalski can be proud of his big brother.
If his tanks blew up, we'll never know. But I like to think that maybe he was trying to make up for this.
Topside hatch.
We know that sound is a diving bell settling into place.
But how did they know where to find us? He asked in a semi-sarcastic tone.
Kowalski, we saw your tanks blow up.
Well, only one, sir. It blew me about 50 feet starboard, but I made it.
The rescue ship's diving bell is topside?
Yes, sir. It'll take a while, but if we can hold out, we can get the crew out of here.
All right, men. Up the ladder. All hands, lay forward to the control room. No exceptions. On the double.
I'm not sure why they didn't bring some oxygen with them so everybody can breathe a little better while they make their way there, but I suppose it doesn't matter. They all get out just in time for the other sub to explode. The Seaview will live to explore another day, and Stan wants to lead the deep diving party that brings her up. Aww. We already know that Irwin Allen spent a lot of time inside people's heads. Stan is a good example. He's played by Don Gordon, who was a steady character actor in both movies and TV from 1940 to 1993. Talk about a heck of a run. He portrayed Stan so believably there were times when each of us wanted to punch him ourselves. But we could see into him. We knew what was driving him, or more accurately, freezing him in place, and any of us who has known stark terror could sympathize with his feelings, if not his actions. Maybe I'll tell that story someday, but not today. It was only when literally every other avenue was closed and destruction was certain unless he acted that he found himself again. In most scenarios, we would have been firmly on the side of throwing him in the brig. In the Irwin Allen scenario, we felt for him. We understood him. He made sense to us given the context. And when he ultimately won the battle for his mind, we cheered for him, as we're supposed to. When Kruger realized that Stan got him out, he insisted on taking Stan to lunch to thank him. Stan ordered the cheapest thing on the menu just to prove he's a nicer guy than Kruger is. Kruger never forgave him.
All I gotta do is breathe underwater. Breathe underwater. Breathe underwater.
He's still, that's this, and right now it be, loves, that be, okay. I'm not sure, good grief, them so everybody can, destruction was certain on this Figner, Figner?